May 2026 was the toughest month for my agency in a long time. I make these videos to document my own journey when it comes to my email marketing agency and really just to provide you guys with tips and tricks. I am fully transparent with everything that's going on in my business. And last month, I'm recording this in June right now, was really tough. So let me give you a breakdown of the numbers. Our total trading income, meaning all the revenue that came in, was $65,019.45. There we go, with a net profit of $12,195. So that is a big dip if you've watched my previous video from the last month where we did about $89,000 in revenue. Let me give you a full breakdown of where all of our revenue came from this month. Affiliate revenue was $2,911. Coaching calls, $456. Interest from the essentially money we have in our bank accounts, 81 cents. Sales, $57,000. Digital product sales, so selling guides and stuff like that, $71. School, which is my school community, there's a link to it down below. We made $3,745. Sponsorship, $780. Resulting in a total trading income of $65,000. Now, that sounds cool. Now we have a profit of $12,000, which is very unfortunate, and I'll explain some of the reasons as to why we had very thin margins. But we also had a tax bill that came in that was $55,000. That profit that I just talked about was not taking into account the tax. So it was gross profit before tax or net profit before tax. And that $55,000 tax bill screwed us. It essentially took a bunch of money that we had set aside for investments and stuff like that and for paying staff, sucked it straight out. Now, we do good forecasting. I forecast how much money we have to spend on certain things pretty well, but what I found out was that my tax was due in August. However, if I waited till August to pay that tax, I'd be paying 6% interest on the tax that's owed, okay? So instead, what I did is I had to take the money that we had set aside that I expected to pay in August and had to pay it immediately to avoid paying that interest, which sucks, right? It affects our cash flow, and unfortunately, we were misinformed by our accountant, which is a shame, but it kind of screwed us a little bit. And so it put us down to the wire pretty close in terms of what we can pay in this month, in the month of June, because obviously paid my tax at the end of the month, and we have to pay all of our staff on the 10th of the month, which is at the time of recording in about 7 days, which means we're tight. We have a tight amount of cash in our bank account that we can allocate to paying our staff. Now we'll be able to pay them, which is fantastic, but it kind of screwed us a little bit. But that is also not reflective of the margin that we had. So of the 60, whatever I said, $1,000 that we took in, we only made 12 grand in profit. Typically, I like to run my business at about 40 to 50% margin. So what happened? We had a few issues that popped up. Number one, clients delayed in paying us longer than they should have. So we basically had invoices that were 20 days, 30 days overdue, which sucks. So it affected our cash flow. Number two, we had to waive a bill for one of our clients this month because we had some issues in their account. I don't want to get into it, but it was worthwhile us waiving their bill. And then number three, we do flow builds. So we do a lot of flow builds for our clients, which means we collect 50% up front and then we deliver the work and then we get paid the remaining 50%. Sometimes that flow work can take longer than a month, which means that we had a very high revenue month the previous month, then the work gets done and then it gets completed the next month, which is this month, meaning we collect the remaining 50%. So we have a lot of man hours that get allocated in the month of May for work that we started in April that gets paid the remaining 50% in June. So we're just working through that overall. Listen, the business is still in like a really good place. I'm really happy with it, especially considering, you know, in April, which if you watch these videos every single month, which you should, I'm completely transparent about what's working for me. This is like a really good, I think, roadmap for anyone trying to grow an agency. We had a record month. We had record profits, like really, really healthy profit. And fortunately, that has carried us over into this month. So that's the dollars and cents of what's working here. Let me actually break down what we're working on overall within our business to improve things. So for those of you who follow me quite a bit, you know that I make YouTube videos, and that is a massive source of leads. We do Upwork as well. Some of the new things that we're starting this month is cold email, or rather last month, starting cold email. Now, we have cold email running in the background, but we're trying a new type of cold email, and that initiative starts at the time of recording next week, but we paid for it last month. The new type of cold email we're doing is a little bit different from sending emails. We actually have an enterprise Loom account, and we've recorded custom videos using AI to send people Loom videos using Loom software. So what does that mean? In Loom, you can record videos, and then you can use AI to change the background of the video. I've recorded 5 videos, and with those 5 videos, we're gonna be sending custom Loom videos to 10,000 people. The custom element comes into us taking those 5 videos and then changing the background in those videos using AI for every prospect that we send. So essentially, we're sending 10,000 custom Loom videos to 10,000 prospects. But here's the interesting thing. We're not using a typical cold email infrastructure. We're not buying domains, warming up email accounts. Instead, we're using Loom's infrastructure where we upload emails into Loom, and then Loom sends the email using their back-end infrastructure so that we send it via Loom, which means the emails are more likely to land in the primary or updates folder, and they're gonna get those custom videos. We're gonna hopefully start seeing results from that because it kickstarts in about 1 week from the time of recording, so June 15th, and hopefully we'll start getting some leads from that. That is gonna be really interesting. That's a new initiative alongside everything else we're doing. In terms of everything else that we're doing to get leads, Upwork, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, referrals, and my school community. Just check out my channel to see full breakdowns of every single one of those strategies. I've got like hundreds of videos on this channel. I've taken everything that I do and put it on this channel. It's completely free, okay? The other initiative that we're doing, so we're doing cold email. We're also doing SaaS. I'm trying to build a SaaS for my business that helps the process of building emails. And we're working on that right now. If this works, we will roll it out internally into my company, and then we'll start selling it in my school community and to my essentially buddies who run email marketing agencies. I'll have an update on that SaaS shortly once it's fully built. We're also doing a lot of conferences and events, and June 15th, I'll be flying to Miami for an event. And I think that as AI and automation and tech just become way more popular, you know, in person just becomes more and more valuable and important. Now, I made a video last week, and you can check it out on this channel, that talks about how I get leads for conferences. Just go onto my channel, type conferences, and you'll see my lead generation strategy for conferences. I'm gonna start doing that again for the rest of this year. We're also still trying to chip away at Instagram. I suck at Instagram, okay? But I'm trying to grow my profile, and I've brought a new person on to help me essentially grow my Instagram profile. So we're working on that. We're still producing 2 videos every single day on there, cranking out content. Fingers crossed something pops. The other thing that we're working on right now, not to help us get leads, but to help us improve our business, is internal operations using AI. Everyone likes to talk about AI, but what we're doing right now is we are using AI to help inform our processes as opposed to outsourcing our processes. So right now we're using AI to have checks and balances on our copy, and we're using AI to help us inform the strategy that we pitch to our clients. I'll have more updates on that shortly. In fact, I actually have some videos in my free school community down below that shows you how to do exactly this. But we're trying to improve our internal SOPs and deliver essentially a better product to our clients. And so we've spent a lot of time in the month of May focusing on internal SOPs, streamlining processes, making onboarding smoother, hiring new people, and just improving the business overall. So far, I feel like last month, from a revenue perspective, was really bad. Profit kind of sucked. The tax bill really sucked. But from a business perspective, in terms of what we're improving on the business, I'm feeling really happy. Like, we've made our business better through the internal operations stuff that we're working on and through the new initiatives that we're starting with cold email and SaaS. Hopefully the SaaS and cold email work out. The internal operations are already working for us, so I'm really happy with that. Our team is really solid. I have a really solid team, which is fantastic. One thing in terms of the team that we've been struggling with a little bit as well, though, is that we've done a lot of pay raises for a lot of our team members. And we do it, you know, pretty consistently, and I pay my team pretty well, which cuts into our margins, but it also means we have really good staff. And unfortunately, well, fortunately for them, of course, but the payment increases came around in a big bunch. So we had to pay quite a few new people, or rather existing employees, an increased salary because they've been with us for more than 6 months. And so that kind of affected our margins pretty significantly last month, and will affect our margins pretty consistently this month as well. Overall though, business is doing well. I'm really happy with how everything's going. School community is still cranking. Really happy with how the school community growth has been happening. And overall, you know, strategies are working. Really trying to hammer the in-person connections as much as I can as well. Highly recommend you guys do that, by the way. One little tip that I recommend everyone do is anyone you meet that's within a business context, you ask what city they live in, and you record the city and the person and their email address. That way, wherever you travel in the world, you have a business connection that you can meet and actually potentially offset some of your tax obligations too, if the purpose of going to that city is to meet that person, okay? Highly recommend doing that. That's not tax advice, by the way. But yeah, something that we're working on as well is just building out our list of contacts, and we've just been like reaching out to people, having conversations as much as I can, and overall, things have been going really well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I make these videos every single month just to document my own journey as an agency owner and really just provide myself with a thing that I can look back on when I'm 40 and provide some tips and tricks for people who are on the same path. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and subscribe.